Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda The Windwaker HD. In the last part we finished off the Tower of the Gods and we opened up the way to... my apologies. Opened up the way to Hyrule Castle, and that's where we are today. We're now going to go through the... Hyrule Castle. It's a... That's me. It's got a bit of a weird... The music here is kind of creepy, kind of weird. It's also kind of... yeah. Everything being in black and white is kind of makes it kind of feel weird. Or I guess it's more sepia than tone than anything else. So yeah. My apologies. So, what we've actually got to do now is we have to head... we now have to... solve a very simplistic, very simple puzzle in order to open the way to the place where the Master Sword is kept. Yeah, so pretty much take all these... Nope, went too far. Silence phone. Sorry if you heard that. Basically, we need to take these grey, these triangular blocks and place them onto the white spaces, triangular spaces here. My apologies. It's pretty simple. No. Grab. There you go. So yeah, it's just about... No. Grab. There you go. It's just about manipulating it. Trying to make sure that it gets there. Yeah, the grab mechanic here is a little bit finicky, but I think it was also finicky in the original game as well. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, but anyway. And like I say, it's a simple puzzle, but it's just a little bit of a pain in the ass. And it took me a little while. What also takes me a little while is the bit that comes up after you get the Master Sword. It took me longer than it should have done, really. And I'm kind of struggling here to kind of work out, okay, where am I supposed to grab it? To kind of get it to go where I want it to. Yeah, so at this point I'm kind of getting peed off. I'm kind of like, right, so I need to grab it at the other side. Tom? No. Grab it. No. Yeah, I was getting annoyed. Grab. A button. And again. And boom. Sinks down into the ground and it makes the Triforce. Could you not work that one out? My apologies. Got a bit of a frog in my throat. And so this moves out the way and it gives us the entrance to the catacombs, to the chamber where we can find the Master Sword. So let's get going. Let's move down. And away we go. Oh my god. I don't think I was looking at a guide there, but I might have been. Can't remember. Excellent, Tom Till. To perceive such a puzzle and decipher it is no small feat. Now take the sword that lies before you. It's none other than the Master Sword, the blade of evil's bane. It is the only sword that can banish Ganon from the world above. Okay. So here it is, very reminiscent. Very reminiscent of the Temple of Time in Ocarina of Time, where you get the Master Sword from. I personally prefer this one, actually. I think just because I think I like the kind of the what's his name, the statues kind of doffing their sword to you as you pull the Master Sword out. Of course, unexpected side effect. or rather expected. Color is returned. The seal on Hyrule Castle and the seal on everybody within Hyrule Castle is now broken, which means that Ganon's minions can start moving about again. Which means we have to... And it leads to a section which... I don't know. I enjoy it, but it takes longer than it fucking should, man. But anyway. Everything's in colour again. And we now have the Master Sword. And one other thing which is kind of cool here, which is if you look closely at the Master Sword here, its design is kind of different. As in, it doesn't have the wings on the side. And that's kind of nice, a nice visual aid to show that it's not fully powered up. And once you get it fully powered up, the wings kind of sprout out of it, out the sides, and you can, once it's fully powered up, which I kind of like. It's kind of a nice visual reference to show you that, it's not quite at full power, and that you have to upgrade it in order to make it strong again. Thank God this guy doesn't attack me while this thing slides back. Alright. I haven't got my sword out. Tom, there you go. Yeah, here at this point. So what you need to do here... So... You, basically, you can't... Ow! Fuck you. Yeah, I had a bit of a poor performance here. There we go. Ow. But basically, in order to get out of this dungeon and move on to the next area of the game... Right, you have to, fuck you. You have to, beat all the enemies. Ah, God, I hate this so much. You deserve to die. Ow! Fuck you. Leave me alone. Yeah, I'm a bitch. I don't want bombs. Got enough bombs. Thank you. Right. Yeah, so basically you have to clear out the entire area before you can leave. It's a bit of a pain in the arse. And it's what I mean by when I say that this part takes longer than it should, really. There we go. He's dead. He's dead. Oh, no, he isn't. Now he is. Fuck you. Necklaces. Not that we need those at the moment. Actually, this is a pretty good place to get some items that you're going to need later on for some side quests and stuff. So this is a good place to get them. It's a good place to get them, but yeah. There'll be plenty of time to get this kind of stuff. You don't really need to grind. There we go. My apologies. Took that away from the mic. It's this system which is why I love Windwaker compared to Ocarina of Time and even a game like, you know, Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a game you'll never see on this channel, probably. Because I've never beaten Skyward Sword. I've beaten Twilight Princess, I've never beaten Skyward Sword. That game is just bad. I hate the motion control bullshit on that game. Damn it! So yeah, it's no point fighting these guys if they've still got the armor on and they're fighting you hand to hand. It's better to just, you know, let them pick up the sword, because then you can kind of parry them. You know, you can kill them faster. As I said, there's a lot of enemies here, And I think it is kind of practice. I don't know. I guess the whole point was maybe you've got the Master Sword now. Let's show off how, you know, what this thing can do. But, sorry. There we go. But at the same time, it's also kind of like you're going to go to a dungeon and use the Master Sword anyway. You know, you do a dungeon straight after this, so I don't really see the point in going through this rigmarole. I can see the point of, like, doing, of fighting a bunch of enemies, but, you know, Jesus Christ, you didn't have to fight this many. Fuck me. But, it's just a bit of a pain in the ass. That's what I'll say about it. More enemies! How did you not notice me, you stupid prick? Ow. I am the prick. Yeah, tight areas. Oh, fuck you. In tight areas, it's difficult to do the counter. Oh, Jesus Christ. That pissed me off. Long walk back up. And I think it's at this point where I'm like, I have bow and arrow. Can I use the bow and arrow? Yay! Let's kill some enemies. Using the Pro Controller is not the best idea for the bow, in my opinion. It's better to use... It's better to use the, what's the name? The Wii U gamepad. Yeah, this is like to take too long. It's best to use the gamepad, just because of the like the gyroscope aiming, which is nice, makes it easy to use. If you're wondering why the I find why I find it difficult to use the bow and arrow with the Pro Controller, is because of the location of the analog stick, which is of the right analog stick, which is directly above the face buttons. It just makes it really tricky to manipulate and use. Shit. And this is me going, well, there's still more enemies. Where the fuck are they? So this is... There you are, you fat piece of shit. Yeah, I was like, I have to get me treasure first. And climb up. And away we go. It's kind of interesting actually going back to this game after having played a fair bit of Breath of the Wild. Makes me realise how much I liked the fact that you got different armor sets and different shields and different weapons and stuff. You know, that you could just get it whenever you want, as opposed to Zelda, where the only time you got a new weapon is if you got it from a dungeon and that kind of thing. But anyway, now that we're done, here we can see, yeah, this is basically the rest of Hyrule. You can't really visit much of it. Basically, it's just the location of Ganon's castle. Fuck. See, his power is stopping me from progressing. And you need the fully powered up Master Sword in order to enter the final dungeon and kick Ganon's piggy ass. But yeah, we're done for now. Hyrule Castle is done. We will be back here a couple more times, but for now, we've got to head on, get some items, and then head to the next dungeon, which is our return back to the Forsaken Fortress. I was clipping through the stair there. Speak to him. At long last, our preparations are complete. You must return to me so that we can return by the same path that brought us here. The time has come to save your sister from her prison in the Forsaken Fortress. Right. Away we go. Fuck. God damn it. Let's go, boat. We're done here. And away we go. Yeah, now speeds up and your you know, when you exit that and enter that place again, now it doesn't play the cutscene every time, which is nice. Okay. So where we are now is we got it headed to the whirlpool and say hello to Cyclos. Basically, this is an optional thing for the most part. You don't need to do it, but it's you know, and you have to use the this shit, which yeah, this is nice. You can see, I really struggle with the aiming here. Fuck. Basically what happens if you go into Cyclos' whirlwind, he will just deposit you in another part of the map. It's randomly selected which area you go to. So yeah, but basically you want to go find the whirlwind, attack Cyclos, and kill the motherfucker. Yeah, I finally got it. Takes 3 hits. Once you hit him 3 times with the bow and arrow, he stops making his cyclone and he comes over to talk to you. That's a heck of an arm you've got out there. Thank you. I pulled back the bow. I don't know what I was doing here. Tom? It's time to move on, lad. There you go. Dumbass. And what an eye. No one's ever been able to spot me in there before now. You obviously have mastery of the air. And now we've... Let's see if you can handle this. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, he's going to teach us a new song. I think I cut here. Because I fuck up a few times. Yeah, here we go. This took me longer than it should have done. Down, right, left, up. And we get the Ballad of Gales. With the Ballad of Gales, we can now it speeds up basically travel, because now we can warp to a bunch of specific locations on the map in order for us to now we can warp to specific locations on the map to speed up backtracking. That's what I love about Windwaker HD. It speeds up the backtracking to no end. So now I'm going to show it off. See? We can warp to very specific locations, to previous dungeons and shit like that. The reason why I'm showing this off is because of the fact that I ended up coming here early. We're supposed to do this after you've beaten the Forsaken Fortress. You go to this area and you get warped to this little pool here. And you get someone who talks to you. Young Wake of the Winds, how did you manage to find this place? I am the Queen of the Fairy World. I have been awaiting your arrival, but now is not yet time for us to meet. You still have many challenges to overcome. You seek to protect an individual very dear to you. Yes, I know of her. But there is yet another in this world whom you must protect. Come visit my fountain again when you have met this individual, when the time has come for you to face new challenges. At that time, I shall show you my true self. And once you meet her, she will give you an upgrade. I can't remember what the upgrade is off the top of my head. But now we've warped, and now we're heading back to the Forsaken Fortress. And I will say this is kind of a cool kind of thing for me personally. Because, you know, it's just like, early on in the game, you remember how weak we were and how we couldn't really do anything. You know, and how we were just cast aside. Now we can just blow shit up, break our way in. No, didn't mean to do that. And so now we're heading into the Forsaken Fortress to beat this done and to save our sister. As you can see, with the amount of bombs that were going on, fuck, it affects cuts the frame rate into single digits. Ganon has been made aware of a little incursion already, but you have the Master Sword. That's sure to shine in the darkness, casting back evil. With it in your hands, do not be afraid. I couldn't read. But anyway, so now it's time for us to have another boss fight, which is kind of nice early on. Just head to that door. Nothing can go wrong. Oh, fuck. It's Phantom Ganon. You're going to be fighting him a few times. That laugh. So awesome. And yeah, it's similar to the Ganon fight from Ocarina of Time. Just hit the thing back at him. And then hit, and then once you've hit him, yeah, I fucked up there. But once you've hit him a certain number of times, then he will, fuck. Once you've hit him, I think, I don't think it's a specific number. You basically have, fuck. You just basically have to knock him down a number of times and just whack him with a Master Sword. It's pretty easy, but it does get pretty fast and it does go on for a long time, although not as long as, yeah. There we go. I think you have to do that 3 times, from what I remember. It's not particularly hard. So there we go. There we go. And you're going to meet him much later on in the game, in the final dungeon as well. So this won't be the last time we see Phantom Ganon. Jump. Attack him in the head. There we go. Simple boss fight, taken care of pretty easily. Whew. That's effectively, I'll be back, bitch. And that opens the way to the that fully opens up the dungeon now, and we get our item. Yeah, we get the item fairly early on in this dungeon. Oh god, I can hear them. Those annoying fuckers. Now, what item are we going to be getting from this particular dungeon? The Megat. This is the Skull Hammer. Not the Megaton Hammer, that's Ocarina of Time. The Skull Hammer is fucking amazing. I love it. So, there's a reason why I cut that. Basically, I wandered around the dungeon for about an hour. For, well, maybe 30, 40 minutes. And couldn't find where to go. So I decided, fuck it. And so I looked up a guide, and basically, it's a really simple way through. It kind of depends on what you want to do. If you don't give a shit about getting every single item from the dungeon, which there isn't exactly a lot to get through. If you're thorough enough in your first playthrough, and in your first go through, then you should be fine. But since I don't really want, I just wanted to get this dungeon done at this point. And it's like, okay, let's just look through. And yeah, basically, it's pretty much a very, it's actually a really simple path. You just have to, it's pretty much going in a circle and using the Deku Leaf at certain points. That makes it really easy to, and it's really easy to use. It's just pretty much a straight line. Yeah, there's nothing really there. You can go this way. There's not really much to look at though, to be honest. I think I was just checking just to be like, okay, I missed any chests or anything with some rupees, have I? But anyway. And this is pretty much it. We're now at... Fuck you for setting me on fire, you piece of garbage. And as you know, that door up there... I'm going to kill this fucker, but... that door up there leads directly up to the... Oh yeah, this annoyed me. Come here! For God's sake! You're dead now. Fuck you. But yeah, that the door at the top of the ladder, at the top of the steps here, that's the way to the top of the tower and to the place where our sister's being kept. So it's... Once you know where you're going, it's really fucking straightforward as a dungeon. And it really only becomes complicated... Oh, these fuckers are so annoying, the little imps. They're fucking irritating. They're not. They go down in one fucking hit, but that noise that they make, they're so fucking annoying. Like I say, you know, this only becomes an irritating dungeon, I think, when you're trying to go for everything. Fuck off. If you're just going through the dungeon just to beat it, then it becomes really easy. Can't get me now. I'm sidling. I'm sure they can if they were close enough. Probably knock me off as well, the pieces of shit. But yeah, it's pretty much the same way you go as you went the first time. Like I say, this dungeon is as long as your kleptomania. You know, this dungeon is as long as how bad your kleptomania is. If you don't really give a shit about collecting all the stuff, then it's pretty easy to just, you know, find the path and move on. Oh, I wonder what we hit this with. Time to move on to save our sister. But that will happen next part. Join me next time for the next part of The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, when we will save our sister, and we'll also be taking on the big fat bird who threw us into the ocean that last time. That was a long time ago. We're going to fuck him up though. So join me next time for the next part of The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. See you next time.